My wife's 10-day silent treatment backfired so hard she didn't recognize the man who walked out the other side. My wife gave me the silent treatment for 10 days straight. She thought it would break me. It backfired so hard she didn't recognize the man who walked out the other side. My wife Corinne and I have been married for 11 years. She's always used silence as a weapon. Anytime we disagree on something, anytime I say no to her, anytime I express an opinion she doesn't like, she stops talking to me. Not for an hour, not overnight, for days. The first time it happened was year 1. I forgot to call her mom on her birthday. Corinne didn't speak to me for 3 days. I apologized 9 times before she finally acknowledged my existence. I thought it was a one-time thing. It wasn't. Over 11 years, she's given me the silent treatment more times than I can count. If I didn't want to go to her friend's party, silence for 2 days. If I said I didn't like the paint color she picked for the bedroom, 4 days. If I spent a Saturday with my brother instead of running errands with her, a full week. Each time I'd chase her. I'd apologize even when I hadn't done anything wrong. I'd bring flowers. I'd write notes and leave them on the counter. I'd stand outside the bedroom door asking her to please just talk to me. She'd wait until I was desperate enough and then she'd forgive me. Like a queen pardoning a peasant. It worked every single time, until 10 days ago. We got into an argument about vacation plans. I wanted to visit my parents in Colorado. She wanted to go to a beach resort. I said maybe we could split the trip. A few days in Colorado, then a few at the beach. She said no. She said Colorado was boring and my parents' house was too small. I said, they're my parents. I haven't seen them in a year. She crossed her arms. Beach or nothing. I said, then let's compromise. She walked out of the room. That was it. Silent treatment activated. Day 1, I noticed the silence. Day 2, I almost caved. I walked toward the bedroom to apologize. Then I stopped. I stood in the hallway and asked myself a question I'd never asked before. What am I apologizing for? For wanting to see my parents? For suggesting a compromise? For having a different opinion than my wife? I turned around and went to the garage. I started organizing tools I'd been meaning to sort for months. Day 3, she walked past me in the kitchen like I was invisible. I made breakfast. I ate it. I didn't leave a note. I didn't bring flowers. I didn't stand at the bedroom door. I just lived my life. Day 4, she looked surprised that I wasn't chasing her. She lingered in the kitchen a little longer than normal. I said good morning. She didn't respond. I shrugged and went to work. Day 5, I went to the gym after work for the first time in 2 years. I ran for minutes and lifted weights until my arms burned. I came home feeling better than I had in months. She was on the couch. She glanced at me like she was waiting for the apology. I said nothing. Day 6, I called my mom and talked for an hour. I laughed louder than I usually do. I told her about the gym and the garage and the breakfast I'd been making every morning. Corinne walked past the room twice. She was listening. I didn't care. Day 7, I made plans with my brother for the weekend. I texted him from the couch while she sat on the other end pretending to watch TV. Day 8, something shifted. The silence didn't feel like punishment anymore. It felt like freedom. I wasn't tiptoeing. I wasn't rehearsing apologies in my head. I wasn't scanning her face for signs that I was allowed to exist again. I was just living, and it felt incredible. Day 9, she cracked. She came into the kitchen while I was making dinner and said, so you're just not going to say anything? I looked at her. I've been saying good morning every day. You're the one not talking. She blinked. I said, this is the longest silent treatment you've ever given me, and it's the best I've felt in years. Do you know what that says about our marriage? Her face changed. I said, for 11 years, every time you got upset, you shut me out until I begged you to come back. And I did it every single time. Not because I was wrong, because I was afraid of the silence. I'm not afraid of it anymore. She sat down. I said, I spent the last 10 days going to the gym, calling my mom, hanging out with my brother, organizing the garage, cooking meals I actually enjoy. I did more living in 10 days of silence than I've done in the last 5 years of trying to keep you from going quiet. She started crying. She said, I didn't mean for it to go this far. I said, it always goes this far. That's the problem. You use silence to control me and I've been letting you. We're not doing this anymore. She asked what I meant. I said, we go to counseling or we go to a lawyer. Those are the options. Because I'm not spending another decade apologizing for having opinions. She agreed to counseling. We start next week. I don't know if it'll fix anything, but I know that the man who walked out the other side of those 10 days isn't the same man who walked in. He's quieter, calmer, and for the first time in 11 years, he's not afraid of an empty room.